Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Aratya Gupta. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about the mistakes you should avoid while you're preparing for your NEET PG entrance examination, which is scheduled in March. And although we don't know when they will postpone it, when they won't. But anyhow, assuming the exam is in March, so these are the mistakes I hope you should try to avoid while you're preparing for your NEET PG entrance examination. The first and the foremost mistake, which almost every one of us makes, including me, I mean, I made these mistakes, is that we tend to run after the controversial questions. What happens is that we think that these are the questions that will actually help us decide our rank. Well, that's totally not true. Your easy and the medium questions, these are the questions that will help you decide your rank. Controversial questions are essentially based on the reason they are controversial is because there is no right answer to that question. So even if you search, let's say 10 or 20 of different sources, the you will never get to know the right answer until unless you actually end up asking the examiner itself what the right answer he thought it was. Because when the examiner in medicine, as you all know, this all almost everything is possible and almost anything is not possible in that particular scenario. So in such a scenario, I'll say stop running out of the answers of controversial question. They constitute a very small minority of your question. So when you're practicing question, practice your previous year repeats. And as far as controversial questions are concerned, just stick to one answer, whichever you think is the best answer, and that's be done with it. Don't waste time over controversial question. Everyone makes this mistake. It's very normal, but I would try to avoid it in the next 3 months. Even I made this mistake. The second mistake, people tend to underestimate the revision that is being done in the last 10 days. I mean, if you do not revise your syllabus in the last 10 days, you are not going to remember even easy questions. I've said this multiple number of times. When the actual exam comes and if you have not revised, seeing options will confuse you. Will confuse you in ways unimaginable. You'll forget whether the heart is on the left side or the right side of the body, whether the spleen is on the left side or the right side of the body, and on which how many kidneys you have or how many adrenal glands you have. You will get confused. I mean, there's no doubt about this because the syllabus is too vast. It's huge. So if you don't consolidate, irrespective of how much you have read over the past 1 year, 1.5 year, 2 years, uh, if you don't consolidate that in the last 10 days, you won't be able to achieve a good rank. And that's why what will happen is you will miss out on the easy questions. Another person who has revised won't miss out on the easy question. That's why I keep on emphasizing the importance of first aid and notes because they are not that they are the only thing that matter for entrance examination, but they will make this last end division extremely easy and ensure that you will push up your rank. The third mistake almost everyone ends up making is that they will ignore the first year or the second year subjects or short subjects. Yeah, medicine, surgery, almost everyone ends up reading. Everyone ends up having medicine and surgery notes. And medicine and surgery and PEELS, although they are big subjects and these three will compromise around 20-25% of a paper, still, this is something which almost everyone would have read. This is something which everyone can answer some or the other question. And most importantly, it is not something that will separate you from the rest. The separation from the rest, getting that top 1000 or top 500 rank, whichever you are aiming for, will only be possible if you are good in your first and second years. Because other people won't be. Medicine, surgery, and peace is something which almost everyone, and obs gynae I'll add to that, which almost every one of us ends up reading, has read, and the questions are also in a scenario because we have done our internship, because we have done attended wards and clinical posting, that around 50 to 70% questions we will be in knowing the answers to. Rather, if you're missing out on the easy questions, missing out on small subjects which have equal number of marks or similar number of marks, and at the same point of time have equal, if not equal, like similar amount of questions, you can devote much lesser time and get much more yield out of it. For example, in my opinion, pharma and surgery almost have similar amount of questions, but people tend to ignore pharma a lot because they think it's tough. Pharma is a very high yield subject. Similar, the one subject I really wanted to emphasize on forensic medicine. Forensic medicine, almost all questions that don't tend to be tough. They almost all questions are easy if you have revised from any good review book, and you will be getting equal number of questions in pediatrics. You will be getting 10 to 15 questions will be in pediatrics. Similar number of questions will be there from forensic medicine. Medicine will have around, let's say, 20, on the higher side, 20 questions. So why are you not revising forensic? Why are you not making forensic your easy subject and a really subject that you can go to and just vomit out in the exam? Make sure you do your short subjects well. Fourth thing is people tend to ignore burnout. What happens is that they'll just keep on studying, keep on studying, keep on studying. It's important to take breaks. Even during my preparation, I have always told you that, I essentially prepared. I first prepared it during my internship. I had a small break. I had depression, could not study, did not study for 4 5 months from July onwards. Then again, I went back into the studying zone from January, and properly I studied for February, March, and April. You might think that it's just 3 months, and I dedicated to study for 3 months. Even in this 3 months, I made sure that I took 1 or 2 day break every month. In March, I went to Chandigarh to meet my mother, met with my seniors. In April I did not take any month. The last month I did not take any breaks. In February also, one day I met with my friends 1 or 2 days. So you can keep on studying on a daily basis. You should study on a daily basis 1 or 2 hours definitely, even on during your break time. But make sure you do end up taking a break. Just go out somewhere, some restaurant. I'm not saying you do it every day. Obviously, you have to prepare. I'm not saying you do it every week. Again, you have to prepare. But do not ignore burnout. If you think you're not, if you're just sitting in front of the table and just reading, and nothing is going inside your mind, you probably need a break. You definitely need a break. You won't be able to revise, you won't be able to read, you won't be able to understand if at that point of time you don't take a break. So go out, have that break, and then come back refreshed and read. And fifth mistake that I really wanted to highlight for all NEET PG aspirants is that please don't stop after giving a NEET PG. As things would have it, NEET PG and now INI CT, they are very, very, very close together. NEET will be in March, INI CT will be in May, similar to like September and November. I don't know what's happening with NP. I don't know what's happening with the current Supreme Court decision. I don't know what's going to happen in later. I don't know what's going to happen with COVID. But one thing that is certain is INICT almost always ends up being taken on time. Their counseling is almost always done on time. So in such a sorry, in such a scenario, I'll say that please after March give your INICT. You never know that you might end up getting a good rank. You never know, you might have getting at a better rank. You never know that other people will probably just be waiting for counseling, and you would have to have cleared INI-CT, and you would be doing your branch, whatever you desire, in a good national institute of national importance, or basically a central institute. So like people who gave their exam back in September did not study. Now they are waiting for the counseling to happen. But people who studied for that 1 month and have gotten good rank in November INI-CET, in such a scenario, for those people, think of them. They will be in within the next 20 days. They will be joining their duties at AIMS, be it Delhi at PGI or Nimhans or Chipmar, versus people who are still waiting for counseling. So after that NEET PG, if you have gotten a good rank, or even if you haven't gotten a good rank, it's better that after small point, it's just 1 month, one extra month. If you have, you can, if you feel like you can give an extra boost to your preparation, don't stop after NEET PG, right? So these are the top 5 mistakes I feel NEET PG aspirants, including myself, made. This second mistake, not revising the last 10 days, this is something my fiance made. I will say that she is actually more intelligent than me. She did prepared much more as compared to me, but she was someone who could not revise. She did not focus on revising the entire syllabus in the last 10 days, and because of the vastness, she did end up getting confused. This is one thing that she had told me. This is something which I did not. I had first aid with me, and I was able to revise my entire subject in the last 5 days, and that's why I was able to improve my rank all the way from 1700 to 17. So yeah, the first mistake I made. I did not make this mistake. I did not make this mistake as well. But this happened only because somebody had told me about this. So again, I'm telling you. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you and have a nice day.